The idea for Hope came to life. My husband and I were really talking about celebrity in a small town and what that can do to a psyche of anyone, much less a young girl. And so the idea was sort of birthed out of that, and then we started thinking about who Hope was and what she was going through, and everything sort of came out of everything that she was going through. The fact that she was stuck and not able to re-engage in this new chapter of life was okay. Now then the bitterness set in, and then everything else sort of grew from there, the profanity and everything else.
Yeah, and her mannerisms, her voice. Did you pull from other people? Like, did you pull from certain people, or how did you all figure that out?
There was bits and pieces. My father actually, like Hope's smile. My dad very rarely will let out a big smile, and he sort of just does this like side smirk that you see, and it almost looks like it's painting his face a little, but you know he's happy. And we always, when we were writing this script, it was important to us. We're like, this is not a smiley girl. She's been told her whole life that she needs to smile, and now that she's not able to do what she loves to do anymore, that's just not there. She's got nothing to smile about, so that was going to happen. So I pulled the smile thing from my dad, and then my college roommate had that very thick accent from that region in Ohio, and so I sort of used that. It was a little bits and pieces, and the bangs are pure me. That's my alter ego. That is what I would love to be rocking in this moment if I could. My Jersey roots just make me want to do a tight roll on my bangs at all times.
Let's talk about your two co-stars, Thomas Meadow. They just mentioned like they're both kind of like your love interests, but they're so different.
Yeah.
Let's talk about working with them and how that was like.
Both Thomas and Sebastian are such incredible actors. I still can't believe that we were lucky enough to get them for this movie. Sebastian is a truly skilled actor, and he's such a chameleon. And from role to role, I remember looking at his body of work when we were just looking through his materials when we were casting this, and he was unrecognizable from role to role. And we're like, that's the same guy? And still, all the work he does, you just can't believe that's the same guy in each of his roles. And he came to set just with this backstory of Lance Tucker and who he envisioned him to be, and he just brought him to life in a way that we are just so eternally grateful for. And Thomas Middleditch is such a gifted actor, not only comedically, but what he brought to this role with the truthfulness to this character. It's a really hard character to play. The twitch that he has to do, it was important to us that it was grounded in reality. We didn't want to make a caricature of this condition that this character had. We wanted to be very truthful to the circumstances, and Thomas just found the perfect balance. And also he's just the heart, and you just see when he's on screen, to me it's just like that is the beating heart.
And I also have to mention the sex scene, the love scene.
Thanks.
Is that I wonder, I hope that's how gymnasts actually get down.
I hope so. I would love to see what goes down in Olympic Village. That would be if I could get behind the scenes there, it'd be fantastic. And not in a creepy way. I'm not going to be like showing up behind anyone's windows, but I can only imagine when we were sat down to write that scene, my husband and I looked at each other, we're like, oh, of course this is what would happen. And so we wrote it as the most crazy epic gymnastics sex scene ever, and like underlined it, lots of exclamation points, and then bullet pointed exactly what we wanted to see.